and all that food is pushing upward against the diaphragm so that you cannot take a deep breath. And you feel like you can't, right? You feel like you can't get that deep, satisfying, deep breath. That's a good way to understand how stress causes that feeling that you can't take a deep breath. Very common. It's very common. Hi everybody, Christian here. I have a question here about trauma and stress that blocks your ability to take a deep breath, creating tension after your digestion. In other words, I guess, like if you eat and you're stressed and there's trauma, people throw around words that in their medical sense, right, wouldn't actually fit in that question. I mean, trauma is trauma. You mean trauma to the body? You mean like you got shot or like somebody hit you over the head? That's trauma. You were attacked and abused? That's trauma. Let's just talk about stress and the stress response and how it affects the digestive system and also your ability to take a deep breath. Okay, the stress response interrupts your body's ability to digest. That's what it's designed to do. When you eat and your food is sitting there and your body's trying to digest it, and you have a high hyperactive stress response, right? Your body is in what's called commonly fight or flight. Your body is not digesting, or it's not digesting well, because it's not designed to do both of those things at the same time. Right? Your body is designed to either fight and run away or rest and digest, but it can't do both, not very well. It's why you want to eat under a certain mental, emotional relaxation, right? It's why it's so good to eat with friends, under a jovial, kind of celebratory, happy atmosphere, right? If possible. I mean, that's an ideal setting. Thank you, God, for this food, and for my friends, and for my life, and all the rest. That's really good for your digestion, because it's the opposite of stress, okay? But when your stress mechanism is on, it slows down and interrupts your digestive organs. The digestive juices aren't produced the right way or the same way in the same quantity as they otherwise would, and so food gets stuck. It's a leading cause of food stagnation, is this stress thing. If food is stuck in your lower abdomen and in your intestines, you can't take a deep breath. The diaphragm muscle, here I'm showing you here, right? The diaphragm muscle is supposed to descend, but all this food is pushing up. So your breath is pushed up into the upper part of your chest, and you feel like you can't, right? You feel like you can't get that deep, satisfying, deep breath, inhale and exhale. Feel like you can't get that deep, relaxing kind of breath. And partly that is a response to stress, but it's also, you have to think like a second layer is not that it's stress exactly by itself, it's stress interrupting the movement of food and fluids and digestion and absorption and elimination, so that you get this buildup here in your lower portion of your abdomen, where your intestines are, your stomach and intestines, and all that food is pushing upward against the diaphragm so that you cannot take a deep breath, okay? That's a good way to understand how stress causes that feeling that you can't take a deep breath. And it's very common. It's very common. I go into all of this in real detail inside the Pivot Protocol and really break down for you, here's what you do about all of it. Okay, so if you haven't gotten started, I encourage you, click the link below, get started on the Pivot Protocol. There's so much in there for people with digestive illness, not just acid reflux. Acid reflux happens to be a very common indicator of real trouble. And so, I talk about acid reflux because it's a good way for people to understand, hey, all hell is breaking loose in your guts. What are you going to do about it? Take pills the rest of your life? Probably not. You ain't getting good results if you do that, okay? So get started on the Pivot Protocol by clicking below and send me any questions. If there's something else I can answer for you, I'm happy to do that. But click below. Get started today. Get through the material. Apply everything that seems relevant to your situation. And that's how you're going to beat it. Okay? Talk to you soon.